Zinsco, not good. So here we are doing a quote. We got a 54 unit complex. I got a request to come in and give them a quote to replace all the breaker boxes in this place, upgrade all the dryers to 220, and swap out all the devices with pigtails to copper. So kind of a big project, 54 units. And right now we are just trying to find the breaker boxes to each unit. I've done a walkthrough through one of the units and we cannot find a breaker box inside there. So I was assuming it's in this riser room, but apparently it's not. So there's the meter stack. Here's their old school Zinsco main breakers for these units. It appears there's 400 amp breakers and a 70. So I assume that 70 is just for the house panel. So yeah. Anyway, we're going to do some more searching. It looks like I found another panel here for what looks to be their clubhouse or something like that. But we got this old guy here, which, oh nice. Let me set this down. So we have this old guy here. That looks like some squared E-breakers in there, and I'm not sure what that is. This is obviously for the laundry room or something. So man, I'm not having any luck here. I'm gonna have to call the maintenance guy to see if he could get us in to see where these sub panels are. I mean, I've never, typically this place is so old, so who knows, you know, like they're not newer units. This is probably a 30-40-year-old complex. I assume everything in here is Zinsco. So we got a call that the insurance company basically told them that this place is outdated and they need to upgrade their a lot of stuff. Like I said, they need to upgrade their breaker boxes. They have to upgrade all the plugs and switches and light fixtures, and because it's wired in aluminum. So we're splicing everything with the purple connectors. And then with that are the boxes big enough to put a GFI in there after we put those purple connectors, because if you have any experience with those purple connectors, you know, those things take up some room. So man, how do you quote something like this, right? You know, we have 54 units. Look around. Every single unit needs the breaker box updated because it's the old Zinsco stuff. Every unit, they want 220 electric power to their dryer, and then we're devising everything. We have 1, 2, and 3 bedrooms here. So my initial thoughts, you know, we could spend a day in here trying to measure everything and figure everything out exactly. But on stuff like this, I'm throwing a big bulk price on this. You know, if I'm looking at it and we're just simply replacing breaker boxes and new breakers, and the new code requires us to update all the breakers to arc faults or GFCI stuff. And as any of you Sparkies know, you start messing with those breakers and you have neutrals tied together downstream. Now you're screwed and those breakers are going to be tripping. So what we found in our area is the inspectors have been somewhat lenient, and if we absolutely cannot get a breaker to hold without doing major rewiring of the units, then these inspectors have been pretty cool lately and letting it slide and put a standard breaker in there to get it up and running. But you know, if we were to go in and just do a basic sub panel swap, you know, you're anywhere from 1,500 to $2,000, 2,500. And that's with standard breakers. So now we're looking at doing all the dual functions and arc faults times 54 units. You know, I mean, you're looking at 3K times 54 units. And then we're redevising, splicing purple wire nuts, all that stuff per unit, a 1-bedroom unit, you know, 1-bedroom, kitchen, bathroom, living area. You know, that's a $3,000 to $5,000 job all day long. So 54 times 3,000 to 5,000 at minimum, you know, sub panel installs, 54 units, and then running 220-volt power to the dryers, which then we're doing load calcs and stuff like that, and making sure that these 100 amp services are going to be able to accommodate the new electric dryer. So this is a big job, you know. Just off the top of my head, you know, let's say each panel's $3,000. Let's say redevising a 1 bedroom unit's you know, $4,000. So there's $7,000 right there, and then doing the 220 for the dryer, which the dryers are upstairs in these units. That's another couple thousand at least. So, you know, 9,000 times 54 units at minimum to do this job. And that's not considering everything else you could run into if we have to get an engineer out here, if we have to, you know, permitting, just everything that comes along with it. So how much time do I spend on quotes on stuff like this? I'm waiting for the maintenance guy. I had to do a bunch of phone calls just to get in and out of buildings this morning. I had a scheduled appointment with one of the tenants who, she looked at me like she was shocked when I showed up, because she goes, "Oh, I thought you were going to be here tomorrow." And so, you know, coordinating with the tenants. The other problem is we can't find the dang sub panel yet in these units. I searched her 3 bedroom unit high and low, under the stairs, behind pictures. We did it all, right, and I could not find it. So not sure on this, but anyway, we're seeing this stuff more and more where the insurance companies are coming to these property owners and saying, "Hey, we need a inspection on your property, and if we find that you have the old Zinsco or Federal Pacific stuff and you have aluminum wiring and all that jazz," these insurance companies are starting to send warnings out of they may not be able to insure you any longer. So awesome opportunity for electricians, right? If you want to come and do this kind of stuff, I mean, you got it right there. Let's call it $9,000 times 54. What's 9 times 5 is, that's a $450,000, $500,000 just to update this place. And that's pretty common. I've done a few quotes for these types of places, you know, that are there've been no less than $300,000. So yeah, something electrical world is experiencing these days with insurance companies and this and that. So yeah, tell me your experience, guys. I'll try to update it once I find this sub panel. I'm going to go search it a little bit more, call the maintenance guy, see what we come up with. So yes, sir. Okay, so here's a unit, found another tenant who let me in, and sure enough, they have Zinsco breakers, and this stuff needs to be replaced. So there's all your breakers. Look at all the 20s and the 15s, and if we're swapping those dual functions, those are $100 each, easy right there. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I mean, there's $2,000, almost $1,500 in breakers alone. Panels aren't labeled, so we're gonna have to go through and label everything. That's gonna take, or yeah, never mind. No, yeah, they're labeled right there. So, all right, that's it. We found a panel. I don't know where the neighbor's panel is though, so that's odd. I bet it's buried in the wall somewhere. Take care.